Hello everyone, welcome to Bees in a Pod. I'm your host Mo.
And I'm co-host Mash.
And today we're here with Aemon, Elmessiah. That's
Hello.
right. We're the very same Elmessiah. The other Elmessiah.
The other one.
The other one.
The prettier
other one.
version.
The pretty boy.
I wish.
Aemon's not appeared on our socials for a very long time. He's been off the radar with LIC. But Aemon is actually an OG. Aemon joined LIC before I joined LIC.
I did.
And Aemon met Saeed before I met Saeed.
I did. Yes.
And we actually, Aemon's done a lot, but that's a brief introduction from me. Aemon, introduce yourself.
So hello, my name's Aemon Elmessiah. I'm 25 years old. Worked alongside LIC for quite a number of years before I started venturing into my own career path, etc. So yeah, it was a very good start to building a career path, I guess.
Nice. And what was the earliest thing was live band, was that the first thing you got involved in?
I think so. Yeah. Live band was the main thing I did. But I did loads of little charity works on the side with them and face painting.
What other stuff
like that.
Face painting.
We did face painting, didn't we? Like in the small events that we used to do.
That's true.
Yeah. I remember there was one in a church we did.
That's the one in Marwan's episode we were talking about that.
Yeah.
That was the one.
So why don't we get him to do our face paint?
No, he had face paint done on him.
Oh, on him.
Yeah.
He's
less
moving
impressive.
like he's an aficionado. And you did like a film project as well, innit?
I did, yeah.
Okay, we'll go through in order of things. So with the music project, I don't know if let's talk about that because that's the one that you and I did most work together. We were in a band together, innit?
Yeah.
What were we called?
Brown people.
Brown people. That's right. If you don't like our music, you're racist.
Facts.
That's how we opened all of our shows.
We definitely did.
And I had that one joke. We opened up, what do you call a dolphin with no legs? A dolphin.
I was waiting for Mash to get confused there.
people used to love it. And we used to literally open shows like that. We made a lot of songs, didn't it?
We did. Funky Bush.
Funky Bush is a good one. I'm gonna play it over this
Man,
podcast.
I go hard, man, I go yard.
That's right, all day, every day, except for weekends. And obviously, we can't talk about brown people without talking about Steve.
Oh man,
Mash, you're gonna be a bit out of this, but Steve was a legendary guy.
He was.
Steve and
Shout out
Shahid.
Steve. Shout out Steve.
Steve Bongo.
Shahid.
Shahid.
Shout out Shahid.
He's gonna be offended that he forgot his name.
Are these all the fellow members of the band?
So Steve used to, after Saeed stopped doing the live band session, Steve took over. And he's a very, very talented musician.
Yeah.
And
really
very
good with the guitar, piano,
everything.
Yeah.
This guy is great. I've seen him play live so many times. I'm gonna give him like a little free plug during the. I'll play some of his stuff here. I'll put some links in the.
Definitely
in the
hit him up.
comments.
He's really good.
He's amazing, and he also
really
does.
Good guy.
He does DIY now as well. He's building stages. Like he's a mechanic. I've seen him.
Man, he does everything.
Yeah, he does everything
in his little yellow van.
Yeah,
Shout out to
he hasn't
you,
got the
Steve.
van anymore.
He hasn't got the van no more.
The van's gone.
Oh man, that was legendary.
He's on motorcycle.
Felt like
right
rock
now.
stars then.
For real. I miss him. I don't know why I haven't hit Steve. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
We miss you.
we need to get Steve on the podcast.
Are we honest? Yeah,
Steve
you guys
legendary.
need to. Yeah,
this guy's got stories for days.
Yeah.
And Shahid as well. Shahid was in our band. He was another young person at the time with us who took part in the live band project, and we made quite a lot of songs together. We'd spend a lot of time in the studio. Yeah.
And did you guys get to choose what you wanted to get involved in, or was it a case where everyone kind of had to learn every piece? Like, for example, were you a drummer? Were you a singer?
Yeah, so I used to play the drums.
I knew it. See, I could tell he's a drummer. I could tell he's a drummer boy.
So yeah, I was the drummer. I learned to do that from secondary school a lot. Since year 7, I used to do a lot of like extra curriculum music classes and drumming.
Mr. Tissin.
Mr. Tissing. Shout out Mr. Tissin as well. A lot of shout outs. But yeah, man, it's a throwback. I used to do a lot of drumming and then vocals as well sometimes. Mo used to be up on the guitar and we had Shahid on the bass.
Yeah.
So it was pretty cool, man.
Yeah, man. Funky Bush was such a good song. Like,
Yeah, classic.
I still have the lyrics memorized to this day.
Classic.
I got there, P man, then call me
The
a toilet.
toilet.
Keep my food warm.
Sandwich a tin toilet.
On about my car with the spoiler. Get me gas. Call me a boiler. Boiler. It's such a good song. And we made a bunch. You know which one always comes in my head? Shahid's song. It was like, you said I'm sorry, Shahid.
Yeah, man, that was a classic.
Oh, it was mad.
Yeah, it was crazy.
But yeah, where did we perform? Because the band that I had before I was with you guys, we played in like Wembley box office. We played in...
Those are big gigs.
Yeah, man. Wembley box office. We played in the BAFTA building, a couple of events. I
remember my first one was... it was at like this small show or event place in Bethnal Green at the end of Shoreditch. Rich Mix. That's it, Rich Mix.
Oh, yeah.
So we did a performance. There was quite a lot of people. It was like 100 people, right? 50 people.
Was that the one where at the end of the thing, all of us joined together on stage and we're all just doing one big
event? I think so. Yeah.
Man.
From what I remember. And then we had a few ones in Spotlight we did as well.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
It was decent turnout.
Yeah,
so it was quite good.
Yeah, we played a couple of places.
Man. Good time.
Yeah. Man, those music classes are crazy. After we finished, LIC started paying me to assist Steve in the sessions. And we had some like very interesting characters. There was a kid there called the Owl. We used to call him the Owl.
I think this was after my time, wasn't it?
This was just after you left. His name was the Owl. His real name was Ryan. And he used to play piano, but the way he used to sit was he used to like crouch on his seat, like perch like an owl.
Like that?
Like he used to squat on his chair and play piano. And Steve, I remember one time Steve was like, listen, serious offer, check with your parents if it's okay, but I will pay you to play spooky music at my Halloween party just as an owl.
Man,
could he turn his head all the way around if someone called him?
I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. He was a very interesting kid.
Shout out Owl.
Shout out to the Owl.
Man, there's going to be a lot of shout outs.
Yeah. What other stuff were you... So there was music and then you did a film project, didn't you?
I did, yeah, with Saeed. What was the show called?
It was with Health Watch, wasn't it?
Health Watch.
And then I think your film was called Behind the Mask.
Behind the Mask, yeah, that was my one. We did a few short movies and we combined them in one. I remember that being the video that came out. So there was a few I was in the last one where it was about a guy. So there was a lot of people. Essentially the concept of the storyline was there was a lot of people going to uni and stuff. And there was one of the friends who was left out and he was feeling like he doesn't know what to do, how to get out of it, etc. So it focused more around him, and I was just one of the friends in the group and stuff. Yeah, it was really good, very beneficial. Being in front of a screen, in front of a camera and stuff at that age, it was good. Kept you going and confident, and kept you going and wanting to be more on camera and stuff. I remember when I was younger, I just wanted to be an actor, didn't I? So
yeah,
I loved it.
What was your first acting debut?
Oh man, I was the main cast, the main character in Oliver Twist. It could have been West End, man, I'm telling you.
His show was actually sick.
Show was really good.
Yeah. Yes, six though.
Yes, six.
Yeah.
Yes,
I started to believe it was actual
West
Oliver
End.
Twist.
It felt like West End back in the days.
It was sick, man.
Yeah, man.
Food, glorious food.
Food, glorious food.
Man, I think the CD exists somewhere.
It does. One of my friends have it. I need to get it off him.
Oh man, if you get off him in time, I can add a little clip here.
Oh, throwback.
So what were the kind of key things you like got from the acting thing and specifically the film?
I mean, a lot of confidence. It was mainly about mental health and making sure people are aware of mental health, if it's boys, girls, etc., anyone, really. So we tried to change it up. So there was few that was about younger people or girls or boys, and there was people about older than us who are men, and there was loads of people involved in this. It wasn't just our group, it was other people doing their other things in their own charity events, and we brought them together. It was really good. I feel like the benefits you get from it is, well, really and truly being aware of mental health and how it can affect other people and stuff, and confidence, really being on camera and getting to learn how to use a camera and social media, etc. It was a very good insight, and obviously now I'm trying my best to do this TikTok thing, so it's giving me this confidence to try and get there on TikTok.
Were a lot of your friends at the time? I don't know do you remember what the attitude was around mental health at that when you were that age?
Man, it was so different compared to now, isn't it? Like you see on social media, it's everywhere now, isn't it?
It's
like
a
everyone,
big topic.
Exactly. But back then, it wasn't really like that, was it? Like no one could really speak out about how they feel. Everyone felt like some sort of awkwardness just to speak about it. It was just like, oh, what are my friends gonna think about me if I'm like this or like that? But even now, like I'm speaking to my friends, they would go on and talk about how they actually feel inside. Even if they're a guy, it's just how it is now, innit? But back in the days, it wasn't like that.
I think there's no more barriers.
There isn't.
No fear anymore.
And I feel like everyone's felt it,
because
man. Especially after COVID, like everyone felt some sort of mental health or some sort of like, I wouldn't say depression, but feeling some sort of anxiety, especially like being stuck inside and stuff like that. I feel like that's when it sort of changed.
Yeah,
and a lot of people were more open to speak to.
We realized, I think that was the point where everyone realized how actually we've got a lot of similarities when it comes to that topic, and that, you know, we shouldn't be afraid to actually speak up about it or what we're feeling.
Why don't you take us through like your life after, like your journey through uni? Because you didn't want to go uni, did you?
I didn't know. No.
How did you find that experience? Like,
I mean, yeah, it was okay. I enjoyed it majority of the things. I'm not really like someone who was more intellectual in studies. I feel like
academic.
You're
intellectual.
I'm intellectual.
You're a smart guy.
But academically, I wasn't really there. But I tried my best. At first, I started off doing computer science. I thought IT is maybe the thing I was really into because I enjoyed doing IT, especially like GCSE times in college. That's what I was more focused in studying on. But when it got to the point where it's like computer science, and I was so clueless because maths is my weak point. And I was like, khalas. Like I was sitting in lectures just like, what am I doing here? Like, what the hell is going on? It was just numbers on a screen. I just didn't understand anything. So it was just like, that was my first year of uni. And I just said I couldn't do that. If I come out doing computer science, I'm not going to pass properly. I'm either going to fail or I'm just going to get very low grade. So I switched over to marketing for my second year, business and marketing, which felt more interesting for me. I felt more into it, especially because I was getting into social media then as well. I felt like it was a good subject to pick just so I can learn and just like find out more things through marketing, etc. So I did marketing for another 2 years, I believe 2 or 3 years. No, 2 years, sorry. Came out, passed. And then I started... This is the whole thing about LIC, because you finish uni, you don't have any experience doing anything, and they helped me out a lot. I didn't even realize it when I was younger that I'm gaining all these experiences and stuff I can put down on my CV, but I didn't know it back then. I thought I was just having fun and doing stuff
you enjoy it.
with LIC. But then when it came down to it, and me trying to find a full-time job, all of these little things, these references helped me out a lot. And I managed to get into a PA role for a small company, which was such a weird sector, wasn't it? It was just so random.
That is proper random.
Japanese knotweed, if anyone's heard of it. It was so random. So like, it's about plants that grow on your building, and it was part of like this business that used to survey houses. So obviously, when you're buying a house, a surveyor would come and total up how much the building would sell for. And if they see a Japanese knotweed in this country, you have to have some sort of management plan for it if you're going to buy a house with it on. So that was what I used to do for the business. So I used to do his invoicing, so all of that type of experience, like admin work, I got out of LIC, because I used to do a lot of admin work for them as well. I used to take on a lot of work experience and voluntary work. When we were back in what's it called? Limber House. Shout out Burdett, where we started LIC. But yeah, a lot of that work and experiences helped me out, because I didn't have any admin experience. I only had Microsoft, which a lot of people do when they go out of uni. Like they've only got experience working in Microsoft Office or PowerPoint, stuff like that, which is very generic.
Yeah.
But doing like taking calls for center and replying back to emails and knowing it does add up. And I didn't know back in the days. I was young, so it helped me out a lot. So shout out to LIC.
Do you regret going uni?
Part of me does. Part of me does because I'm in 70 grand debt now. But
do you think you got a return in your investment?
Man, partly.
How?
But it's like you can get experience nowadays. You don't necessarily need to have grades or go to uni just to do anything. Like the job I'm in now, I work in private healthcare. I didn't necessarily need a degree to start it, but it helped. It helped a lot. It helped in terms of being professional. Obviously, I did business, so it taught you ethics and how to act around the business and how to perform well, perform better than others, or look good in front of other people, etc. So it did help me in that terms of things. But I would say experience. A lot of companies like LIC and other charities, that's where you should be getting it from, especially if you're a young person coming from a deprived area. There's not much to do other than go to a charity or go to a youth center to help you out and gain more experience, because where else are you going to get it from? Everyone's really asking for references and experience, and you can't just go to a place and say, oh, I haven't got much experience. They're not going to really let you in. So things like doing the live music, doing these acting things, doing small admin work for the charity really helped a lot.
It's interesting because I feel the same. I've been deep in uni for a while now.
Yeah, you did your masters as well. That was crazy.
And I've not used it.
Yeah.
I've got a master's.
It's crazy.
And to be fair, even my undergrad, I've used it indirectly, to be fair. And the skills are definitely very, very valuable. That's the bit that I'm not sure about personally, because the skills I gained from uni are definitely strong and I definitely use them at work. But I don't know if maybe I would have been able to get those skills if I was working earlier.
Yeah.
I got my foot in the door earlier and just taught myself. So it's hard to say.
It's hard to say.
Do you think they use it as a form of testing discipline and being able to consistently stick to your studies for that number of period of years that it needs to be completing it?
Maybe.
I would say it's secondary
rather
school,
than you
definitely.
actually needing it for your respected career path that you choose. I think it's more a disciplinary check and a loyalty check.
Because we're recruiting right now, and I can tell you hands down, I've looked through all the applications myself personally. And I'm now through this conversation, I'm realizing I never once went through the education section. I didn't, and this is for a senior position. I have not, I swear to God, it was not in our priority, because it's a bonus if they do have it. But where I was looking
for experience.
Looking for experience, somebody that knows what they're doing. Somebody that's done.
Been in the sector.
That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't always judge someone who went through the books if you put them in a place of work that they know what they're doing.
Some people are really good academically and they're really bad practically.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
people
I feel like I'm the other way around though, honestly. Bad academically, but practically I can do everything. I was always like doing like hardcore labor jobs. So working at McDonald's was my first job.
Yeah.
Second job was Sainsbury's. Oh man, please don't.
I'll put up the picture of me coming to your break room in McDonald's.
Oh man.
I went into his break room in McDonald's and he snuck me into the staff room. I don't know why nobody said anything.
No one said anything.
It was just I was just this random guy.
They probably thought you were a colleague. Hey, what's your apron, man? We need help.
No, it's crazy. And I was buying into a burger, and then your manager or one of your colleagues was in the background, and she's like, you look at me shocked.
But yeah, all of those hardcore labor, I feel like even that gave me the experience to even in customer service, because now I work for a private hospital. I speak to a lot of patients on the phone and stuff like that. Being able to speak on the phone as well as learning from LIC, it helped me a lot. Just being face to face with customers, working in Sainsbury's, working in Primark, working in McDonald's. I did a lot.
Can't lie, like being able to speak on the phone, that customer service experience is a skill, because I'm not good at that.
It's a serious.
I'm not good at that personally. Because it's definitely something that I'm lacking in. I'm cool in person, but also only in very specific circumstances. Certain times I'm just like, it's a struggle.
But it's something you just pick up on when you start speaking on the phone more often. It becomes natural, doesn't it?
It's on that note on a phone, you don't know who's on the other side
Exactly,
of the call,
yeah.
how they react, how the conversation is gonna go. Your brother decides to prank call me. Go and tell them now what he done, and I had no clue. But I held my ground. I was so professional with it that him in that same space of 3 minutes decided to call me once. I don't know if this is allowed on the podcast or not, but he called me as a. And then he called me back as a. Then he called me back as. And all in the space of 5 minutes to find out what we have to offer at the center. But what we have to offer at the center. I don't think this is staying on the podcast. But I'm telling you, phone skills is honestly, you gotta be real with it. Being on the phone is a skill.
I'm not even gonna cut that out. I'm just gonna bleep it. You guys have to. You know what? If the biggest donor gets to find out what Mash said, drop a bag and you'll find out.
Oh man!
But no, it's true. It's true. Phone schools are crazy. Yeah. So I've got some questions, like some little kind of random questions.
Hit me.
Is that the general deep and
let's go for the deep questions. What's a really good one?
Yeah, I think
I like this one. We've asked a few people this. I like this question. Are you happy?
Am I happy?
I think it's like the third, fourth person.
It's a really good question.
It is a good question.
Because people have different ways of interpreting it.
What happy is. Yeah.
I would say generally I'm happy. There's certain aspects of my life I'm not happy about. I feel like that's with everyone, isn't it? Yeah. There's always struggles that I feel like if you're always happy, then you're just settled, isn't it? And you always want to progress with yourself.
Yeah.
And to be too happy is not good, I would say. You've always got to be sad sometimes.
Yeah.
That's where I get my strive from. I can't be accepted like what I'm doing is good. I want to achieve more and more and more. And if you're just happy all the time, that's not really going to work out for you, is it? Because it's not really great, is it?
I think also if it gets to a point where if you're always happy, you start to lose that feeling of actually being truly happy, and that's why a mix of emotions is needed.
And it won't feel
when
good.
You're sad, when you feel those, when you feel sad, and then you feel that emotion of happiness, it hits a lot harder than if you're always complacent and like content and just like you know, you're always in that zen zone.
Exactly.
You don't know what it truly means after a while. You just lose that feeling.
So generally happy, like with my life, my day-to-day basis, happy. But there's always certain areas that you want to work on and that you're not happy with.
This is an even deeper one. Are you happy where you are in life right now?
Somewhat. There are still some things, I would say maybe financially, I want to be in a better place.
Of course, all of us.
Everyone does want to be. But
that's the UK struggle right now.
Yeah, man.
The economy wants to be in a happier place. We're in a recession now.
Man. I would say that's mainly financially. I would want to be more happier just to be able to do more things that I enjoy. Yeah,
people say money isn't the key. Well, it's not the key.
People
to happiness.
say money doesn't bring you happiness, but honestly, I would rather be unhappy inside a Range Rover, bro. Like, do you know what I mean?
That's the famous saying, isn't it? Crying in a Range Rover than crying in.
It honestly does.
On a bike.
I refuse to accept that money doesn't bring you happiness. No. Even though I'm a person that hasn't seen big money in my life, I believe it does. If you do good with your money.
You did. Student loans.
Oh, man. I'm paying that stuff back, man.
But when it was in your bank.
When it was in my bank, it was good.
You also got to be smart with it.
You've got to be smart with your money.
Be smart with,
definitely.
Money gives you the means to do what will make you happy.
Yeah.
So if there's certain things, certain interests and hobbies that you want to do, but you know you need the money to do it, that's what then you use it and it brings money. I think for those who say like, oh, it doesn't bring that, I think they mean it for more like the things that money can't buy you.
Yeah.
I say that's why the saying came about.
Yeah, I
understand
that,
you can't go to a black market and buy Mo like your brother. You can't buy a brother off the black market, you know? Like so those certain things, family relations.
Depends on which market you go to.
Yeah.
No, but you're right. You're right. It's true.
I think that's where the saying came
it's
about.
true,
Yeah.
but it does. It helps.
It does.
It's like you said, innit? It's that peace of mind. It's that freedom to be able to do what you like and do different. Like if my goal in life is I want to make enough money that I can just try different careers. Like I'd love to see, like, okay, let's give being a lawyer
Chef
a go.
Mo.
Chef Mo, firefighter.
Man, he was meant to be a chef. I don't know what he decided to do in life, but you should have been Chef Mo.
You know what it is? Have you seen what a chef lifestyle it looks like? It's a grueling job, man. It's not like you know.
Man,
Ratatouille.
his goat curry slaps.
You make a banging goat curry.
Honestly,
So it's curry goat.
curry goat.
Curry goat.
What did I say? Goat
Goat's
curry.
curry.
Oh man,
Goat
I'm gonna
curry.
get grilled. Curry goat.
Food is very important.
Yeah,
Food is
man.
very important. Well, we especially us. Like you've had my mom's cooking, right? Our mom's cooking is infamous. In popular, it's infamous.
Everyone says their mom's cooking is the best,
It's
but
true.
our mom is different level, bro. Like your mom's there, our mom's cooking is all the way there. Like, bro, there's no competing. All of my mates say the same thing. They've got mothers that cook very good food, but they know my mother's food is up there, top tier.
Do you remember we had a friend? He was your friend, and then his brother was in my year. He
Yeah,
used to come to our house to get lasagna from mom.
yeah, I do
you
remember that. Yeah, we're not gonna shout out those people.
Nah. they
Thieves.
Man, they used to come to my mom's house to grab lasagna. But anyway, Louisa's kitchen.
Yeah,
Was it? She works in St. Paul's Way Centre.
St. Paul's Way Centre, Spotlight.
At the moment, she's actually, by the time this goes out, she's back in St. Paul's Way Centre.
Lovely
Go there,
food.
ask for Louisa's sandwich.
And she'll give you 10% discount if you ask. If you say you know Aemon and Mohammed.
Use code Bees in a Pod.
Or Bees in a Pod.
For 10%
That's
off.
a good
man.
one. 10% off. We got you.
We're not responsible for that. I don't know if the cap's gonna take that. But no, yeah. Mash, do you want to pick a question, or do you have a question for Aemon? Or Aemon, do you have a question for us? Does anyone have any questions?
Someone throw a question.
Nothing from the top of my head. No.
If you could go back in time and give advice to your younger self, what wisdom would you share? And I'm talking, I'm going to pick the specific age. 14.
14, man. I don't even remember what I was doing at 14.
He's a young guy.
14. He used
14
to,
not too long ago.
yeah, it's not too long. And that's when
I honestly don't remember 14.
you were a problem child.
I was.
Oh, that's why you
I
asked.
do remember.
He was a problem at school.
I was very electric in school.
Yeah,
I'd say I'd settled down now, but I was very fascinated about everything. So I would run around school and just take selfies of everyone, just be that little kid who I wouldn't ever be a bully, don't get me wrong.
No.
I never bullied. I always liked the kids who were popular, the kids who wasn't popular, everyone. I was always cool with everyone, but I was always a menace as well. So running around school, taking selfies of people, spudding them when they don't want to be spudded. And all of that type of stuff, all of that crazy stuff, getting like 5 phone calls home a day on the same day.
Yeah, he was
From
getting
5, I have 5 different classes. I'm getting phone calls from every single teacher, man. It was mental, bro. I don't know how I finished school and
I don't know either.
got through it and passed all my GCSEs.
You should have been
but I did
excluded.
a
You're
long
lucky.
time ago.
Yeah, you're lucky you didn't
No,
get
but
excluded.
from what he's currently saying, it's not sounding too
I was very
bad.
likable, don't get me wrong. The teachers
Yeah,
liked
from
me, but I was
what
very...
you're saying, I don't
very
hear
cheeky.
anything
No, there were a few.
like
there were a few
enough to get you excluded.
Nah, there were a
Oh
few.
man, there was a few
there
that
were
I
a few
can't mention
incidents.
on this podcast
Oh, okay.
where
Yeah,
it was very
it's a
extreme.
bit sticky. But you know what was funny? When Aemon was getting all them reports, my mum and dad were like, "Why can't you be more like Muhammad? He's not. Look at him. He's a good student." And then I think after that point, that's when there was a point in school I turned a little bit. I was on report.
Yeah.
I became a
Slightly.
Slightly. I became a little bit of a cheeky boy.
Cheeky boy.
But I pulled it back in. I pulled. I came through at the end.
Yeah. I feel like I was the one out of the 3, wasn't I? I was
Defo.
the crazy one. It's always the middle child, isn't it?
Yeah, problem child.
Problem child.
Yeah.
So what's the advice then?
Yeah, what advice would you give yourself at that? Okay, pick an age that you can remember. Maybe
I would do the same thing.
Really?
Yeah, I wouldn't change anything, man.
You'd still go uni.
Maybe
And
no,
take the
as in
bet.
like my naughtiness,
Yeah.
my menace side. I would never change that, man. I feel like that's what grew myself into being who I am today, innit? Personality and growing and maturing. So I would never change that. Maybe going to uni, definitely. I would have not gone to uni. If I had the chance to go, I would definitely not go. I mean, the experience was good, having fun, going to parties and stuff like that was good. But really and truly, yeah, you get good experience from uni, don't you? But like you can get that anywhere, man. Like I said, come to LIC, you get all the experience you need.
That's right.
You get your admin work. If you need any sort of experience, they'll be able to help you out with it. So it's nothing like that they can't do for you. So if you want music lessons, they'll be able to do it for you. If you want to learn how to act, they'll be able to plug you with that. So definitely shout out to LIC, man.
Okay.
Yeah. See, he is not old enough to give himself advice at that younger age. I knew it because he's only 25. So I think you have to live a bit of life, go through experiences.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
to
young.
then learn some new things.
I feel like
then you go back and tell yourself, yo, do this. If you invest in this at this time,
financially, I would go back and change, save a lot more money.
Yeah.
I would save a lot more money. I wouldn't be reckless with my money how I used to be in uni, but I would think financially, definitely, there's a lot of things I could have changed. I'm not saying I'm broke, but obviously,
brokey.
There's a lot of obviously financial gains that everyone would want to change. Going back, even millionaires would want to change stuff that they used to do. So
that's true.
Yeah, I would say, financial. That's all really. But I love my younger self, man. I was good. I was alright. I wasn't that bad.
Yeah, but anyway, let's wrap it up here. It's time to go home. It's gone dark outside.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming on, Aemon.
Thank you.
Do you have anything you want to say to the people listening at home?
Follow my TikTok at all of a sudden fam. On Instagram as well. I've got a lot of daily content. I try to do my best to do daily content, fashion, reactions and funny memes and stuff like that I react to. So give me a follow, please. I would appreciate that. We're on the road to 10K at the moment.
On the road to 10K.
Try my best, man.
You're going to repost our clips?
I will definitely. And shout out to LIC, man. If you've got anything you want to do, like I said before, if it's from music to get your admin work or get your CV built up, these are the right guys to go to. So yeah, definitely give them a shout out, man.
That's a beautiful plug. All right, let's end it off. Thank you.
Where's the outro mode? Do we even remember it? I swear we had an outro. You made up an outro.
Let's start a new one.
Start a new one.
Play the trailer. And then now we're going to progress into the trailer of the next episode. Play the trailer.
Coming up next. Okay. Thank you for listening, everyone. Thank you for listening to Bees in a Pod. I've been your host, Mo.
I've been your co-host, Mash.
And I've already said thank you for listening to...
Yeah, see, we flopped out.
Okay, let's do it again. One more time. I've been your host, Mo.
I've been your co-host, Mash.
And you've been listening to Bees in a Pod.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
Stop
we're
it. We need to change it.
We're keeping the cringy
change the outro. Play the trailer. That was good.
I'm gonna cry if that camera is off.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Imagine.
No, you're good.
Is it record still on? Yeah. Yes!